raising a leader in times of crisis. And over the past 8 services that I've been able to preach, we've gone through the book of Joshua, and then we got into the book of Judges, where we also spoke about the generation that knew not God. And after that, now as we are in the book of Judges, that is where we will dwell on today. So open the book of Judges. And as you read the book of Judges from about chapter 2 to chapter 5, you keep on seeing the same kind of behavior in the children of Israel. You would see that a nation would rise up against the nation of Israel and rule over them and oppress them, and then they would pray to God, and then God would raise up a judge, and the people of Israel would be okay for the life of that judge, and when he died, people would go back to worshiping gods. And it made God angry because people were not learning the lesson. And as children of God, it is important for us to always keep following the word of God, no matter if the leader is there or not. And as we start the book of Judges, chapter number 6, we'll read through it, and then we'll go into the lessons that we learn, and then we will be blessed and we'll go home. Amen. Judges chapter number 6, we'll start from verse 1. It says that the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel, and because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made dens which were in the mountains, and caves and strongholds. And so it was, when Israel had sown, that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came up against them. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth, till they came unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep, nor oxen, nor donkeys. For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of God did what? They cried unto the Lord. And it came to pass, when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites, that the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt, and brought you forth out of the house of bondage, and I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drove them out from before you, and gave you their land. And I say to you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell, for you have not obeyed, but you have not obeyed my voice. Verse 11, And there came an angel of the Lord, sat under an oak which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash the Abizrite, and his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, The Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where are all his miracles, which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord has forsaken us and delivered us into the hand of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent thee? And he said unto them, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh. I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. And he said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, then show me a sign of what you're talking about. Amen. Number one, Without a leader, it is impossible to ever progress. Without a leader, it is impossible to ever progress. And in verse 3, it says, "And so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came against them. And every time that the children of Israel would go and plant seed, would go and till their lands, would go and take care of their flock, when they were ripe, then their enemies would show up and take it all away." And verse 4 says that they left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep, nor oxen, nor donkeys. Now remember, the children of Israel, when they were leaving the land of Egypt, they were given so many things. They would go to their masters and they would be given all sorts of things. They were given cattle, they were given sheep, they were given donkeys just for them to get out of there. And we've seen other scriptures of how kings in the land of Canaan would come together and conspire and tell themselves, you know, there are people who are here from Israel and their God is great. We have heard of what happened on the other side of the Jordan. And we spoke about the story of the people of Gibeon who came to them and lied to them and told them, you know what, we will serve you because we have come from far. And the people of Israel forgot what God had done for them at the times when Joshua and the people of his generation were alive. And now that they did not have a leader, they went back to their sin, and it says that God allowed the Midianites to rule over them for 7 years. Imagine that every single day you would be going to your business, opening up your shop, and at the end of the day, all that money would never go into your pocket. There was someone who was waiting to pick it all. Imagine if you were going to Jericho just to build, and at the end of the day, the person does not pay you. There's someone else who's waiting to be paid instead of you. You're in your employment and you work for those 30 days, and at the time that you go to your hiring manager to pay you, someone else is waiting for your money and you go home without anything. All because the children of Israel did not have a leader. And I think, as I think through this, I see Joshua had made a mistake. Moses had trained him to become a leader, that when Moses died, Joshua obviously took over. But Joshua failed to leave a legacy that would be followed, that even when he knew he would become old and die, there would be someone else who would be put in his place, who would lead the people of Israel. Our churches these days are filled with people who want titles, people who want to be praised, and everyone comes and says, the man of God did this, the man of God did that. And we fail to grow up people who will take over from where we left off. Because every single day we grow older. And one day we will retire, and another day we will die. So what happens to the work of God? What happens to the children of Israel when Joshua is 100 years old, 110 years old, and then he dies, and then what happens? And even after a judge would come up, it would be the children of Israel looking up to one man. And there were no institutions that had been put in place that someone would know that this is what I need to learn about if I'm ever going to be a leader of Israel in the future. And the people were suffering for lack of leadership. Many of the things that ail this country are because there is a lack of leadership. Everyone is thinking about here and now, and not thinking about the children that we are bringing into this world, about their children, about their children's children, and doing things that we know will not benefit us, but will benefit the generations to come. True leadership is sacrifice. As a people, if there is no leader, all the efforts you put in what you want to do will be of no use. Because a leader is able to guide the efforts of his people, the people that he is leading. A leader may not come and raise that shocker with you, that axe with you, to bring down that tree, but he will train you how to do it well. Some of us, the reason why we are not progressing is because we don't have mentors. We don't have people who are showing us the way we should go. And you struggle through life thinking that experience is the best teacher. We need leaders. Because leaders are going to show us the right route to use because they have been that way before. Imagine if you were going to a strange land and you had someone who tell you, don't worry, I know there is a bump that is on that place. Please slow down because that place, accidents usually happen there. And some of us, we go through things because we have no leaders in our lives. Married people are going through everyday life without some other couple that will walk with them in the marriage life. Young people are just going through life without people who will mentor them into how to become better citizens for this country. Everyone is left to their own means. Atajua tu vile atafika. Hata sisi tulipitia kwa sasa hata yeye ajisort. God recognizes the leader in you even before you do. God recognizes the leader in you even before you do. In verse number 12, when the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon, he said unto him, the Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor. Gideon was not a soldier. Gideon was not as strong as we know Samson was. Gideon was an unknown guy. He was just among the people of Israel. But the Lord came to him, the angel of the Lord came to him and addressed him with a title that even he himself did not recognize. And the angel of the Lord saluted him and said, you mighty man of valor. Human beings, we have a tendency of giving people titles because of what they have done. You cannot become a professor until you have done a few things. You cannot be called doctor until you have done a few things. You cannot be called a graduate until you have gone through the 4 years of school. There are things that you're told, that there are titles that you get because of what you have done. But God works differently. And when the angel of the Lord was coming to him, he told him, Almighty man of valor, not because of what Gideon had done, but because of what God knew Gideon would be able to do. Some of us need to start being called mighty men of valor. Not because of our history, but because of our future. The future that God has put in you, the leadership that God has put in you, should be given that title so that mentally you start operating on a different level from the one that you're in right now. The angel of the Lord looked at him and told him, you mighty man of valor. And this young man looked at himself and wondered, how can I be called mighty man of valor? Number one, the place where you have found me right now, I'm here because I am afraid of our enemies. They were threshing wheat by the winepress. Now, the winepress is not the place where you come to thresh wheat. Usually, wheat is threshed on an open field, where at least the sun can hit it so that it becomes dry enough for you to be able to make your unga. Now the winepress is different because the temperatures that are required to actually make good wine is different, because you need to put it in a cool, dry place so that the wine that comes out of there is of good quality. Now this young man and his father were doing something that ought the fields in a cave. They were there because they knew if they ever went out to the fields to thresh the wheat, they would be found there, and all these people would carry all their wheat and they would be left with nothing. So this young man was there afraid, and yet God was calling him mighty man of valor. And he could not understand how he was a mighty man of valor with what he was doing physically at that time. Number 3. Physical circumstances are not going to hold you back. Amen? Physical circumstances are not going to hold you back. Verse 15 it says, and he said unto him, Gideon speaking, says, Oh my Lord, how is it possible for me to save Israel? That thing that God has called you for, that thing that God is calling you into. And you look at yourself and you ask yourself, how will I be able to do this particular thing? And Gideon had a million reasons why he was not the right person to lead Israel. He says, behold, my family is... What is your excuse? My family is poor in Manasseh. Now, when you look at the lineage of Israel, when you look at the tribes of Israel, there are 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Now, there is no tribe of Joseph, but there is a half tribe of Manasseh and the half tribe of Ephraim. Now, in the grand scheme of things, in the children of Israel, this man was not from a tribe of Israel. He was from a half tribe. So that when people are being given allocations of land, if you're giving one lot to people, the people of Manasseh had to share their lot with the people of Ephraim. Now that is disadvantage number 1. Secondly, in that half tribe of Manasseh, the family of Joash, the family of Gideon, was among the poorest. They did not have wealth like the rest of their tribemates. If people were living in particular places, they were probably living in a slum. That is disadvantage number 2. And then you go further into the house where Gideon was born. He says, and I am the least in my father's house. If you're looking for an excuse not to serve God, believe me, you'll find it. What is it about you that it is not enough to serve God? Oh, my English is broken. Oh, I don't have this particular way that people speak in the house of God, so I cannot be able to speak. Or I'm not as old as particular people, so I cannot be able to speak. I can't speak for more than 10 minutes, so God, don't send me. We all have reasons why we cannot serve God. But God is calling each one of us, and He says, the physical circumstances around you will not stop God from using you. If God used a donkey, He can use you. Physical circumstances do not stop God from making use of every single person in the house of God. Some of us have had that calling of God telling you this is what you need to be doing in the house of God, and then you keep saying, I need to have stayed first in this church for 2 years first, so that at least they can see that I'm a committed member, and then after that, at least I'll go to the bishop and tell him that I now want to serve, and then I'll wait at least 3 months for him to think about it, and yet God has already called you. Why not lift up your hand and say, I want to serve. I want to be used in this place. I know I have a gifting in this place. And God is not calling the strongest or the richest or the biggest tribe of Israel. He's calling the poorest in Manasseh. He's calling the last one in the house of Gideon. He's calling the poorest. He's calling a half tribe. He's calling you. God is going to bring a leader out of you. How he does it is his own problem. Show up and tell God, God, now I want you to use me. How you'll use me, it's up to you. I'm offering up myself for your use. Number 4, the numbers don't matter. God is with you. Every leader wants to be known that they are the one controlling the numbers. You remember there was a time where there was tyranny of numbers. And everyone would stand proudly and say, I control the numbers. And in verse 16, the Lord said to Gideon and said, surely I will be with you, and you shall smite the Midianites as 1,000,000 people. As one man. One man is enough to change the destiny of a nation. One man is enough to make an impact that everyone knows who that person is. There was a man in the United States and his name was Martin Luther. A young black man who decided that his life was not as important as the lives of the people around him. He looked and he saw oppression was going on around him, and he stood up to be counted. And he led what is known as the civil rights movement. And because of the civil rights movement, black people or people of African descent could be able to have the same rights as Caucasians, as white people. And it is because of the sacrifice that he made that even a person like the former president of the United States, Obama, was even able to get to where he got. What is it that you are doing today to make an impact that even if you die, people will still feel the impact of the work that you did? We all must think beyond ourselves. We all must think beyond our lifetime. In order to become true leaders, we must stop thinking about ourselves. Everyone is debating how this is 2018. Everyone is debating about who will become president in 2022. Leaders only thinking about themselves. Leaders just thinking about their own families, how they will make money, not how they will make an impact in this country and turn this country around to make it a place where people can look and see there are leaders in that country. Some presidents refusing to get out of power because they want to be president for life. Leaders in churches wanting to be referred to as the man of God. They will not show up in the service until the praise and worship is over, so that they can walk majestically on a red carpet with bodyguards, and they will walk until they get to the front and have those bodyguards stand next to them so that they think they are like Jesus and ask, who touched me? The numbers don't matter when God is with you. Most times we feel more comfortable when we are interacting with large numbers. We went as a badge of pride, our church has 1,000 members. Our church has 10,000. In fact, we have a 10,000-seater church. It's good to have one. It's awesome to think about it. It would be good if we had one. But we must remember that the numbers do not matter as long as God is with us. The threshold that God has put for His presence to be there is 2 or 3. And that's enough. I'd rather we be 2 as long as we are going to heaven than be 1,000 and going nowhere. The numbers do not matter, because sometimes when you're on that stage and you're speaking to 1,000 and your voice is bellowing from all corners, you start feeling like you're an important guy. There is the danger that you start feeling like you're better than everyone else. God is assuring us that even if you're just alone, He is still with you. And He's assuring that all you require is Him. Even if you're an army of one, as long as you have God with you, that's enough. Let's not aspire too much to grow and to balloon and to grow in numbers. Let's aspire to go deeper in the Word of God. Let's aspire to know God better, because the more we know God, the more we'll be able to impact the people who are around us. Because people don't have to come to church for them to hear about God. As long as wherever we are, we represent God, that's enough. Yes, we should go and evangelize. Yes, we should go and reach people. But let's not ever just think that it is about pulling people into the house of God. And people want to grow their churches for different reasons. People want to pull in people into the church so that they can go to donors and say, you know, I have this number of people and they are not fair, that they need food and we get money. No. I'd rather be 2 people and still serve God. Let's aspire to get to know God better, because that is where leaders are grown. Number 5. The leader God is raising knows that the victory comes from God. The leader God is raising knows that the victory comes from God. Verse number 24, it says, Then Gideon built an altar there unto the Lord and called it Jehovah Shalom. Unto this day it is yet in Ophrah of the Israelites. Anytime you switch on the TV on a Sunday, you see a preacher preaching, and some of them, their title is the great man of God, the one who God speaks to. And some of them, before they come into your church, you have to wash the church with a particular detergent, because the man of God cannot come into a dirty church. Some of them ask their people to lay prostrate on the ground, because the man of God should not touch the ground. And the preacher steps on them all the way out like a red carpet. Some of them carry their preacher shoulder high from the car all the way to the stage, because the man of God deserves honor. But the leader God is raising knows different. The leader God is raising knows that the glory and the honor always must go back to God. And Gideon could have given this altar any name, but he decided to call it Jehovah Shalom, meaning Jehovah our peace. Yet God was calling him to go to war. And he knew that the owner of this war and the owner of the peace that will come is God. He could have called that altar Gideon the Great. He could have called it Gideon the Mighty Man of Valor, because God has now given me this title. So everything that I see, I plaster my name on it. But this young man realized something, that the victory that is going to come, that the leadership that God is giving me, all belongs to him. And if we as leaders in the house of God realize that God is the author of all these things, then we'll have humility. God requires that the leaders that he puts across have humility. So many of our leaders today, they want to be glorified. They want to be honored. They want to be known. I read a story this week of two people fighting over who is supposed to be in the play with someone else. I'm the one who started this campaign, trying to help someone, wanting glory because of helping someone. That if I come and give Micaiah 100 shillings, I take photos of that 100 shillings, and Micaiah all smiles. And then I go to Facebook and I say, you know what, today, this is what I did. When I heard that Micaiah needed 100 shillings, praise God, I went into my pocket and got my 500 shillings and gave it to him. Look at these photos of me giving it to him. And Jesus said in Matthew 6 verse 3, that when you do alms, let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your alms may be in secret, and your Father which sees in secret himself shall reward you openly. And verse number 4 says, and when you pray, you shall not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the street, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have received their reward. But you, when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret, and your Father which sees in secret shall reward you openly. And a leader wants to stand in the middle of Moy Avenue and say, you know what, this is what I am doing for the street children. And we take photos so that we can trend on social media. And we do videos of these people who are in abject poverty, who are in need of help. And then we post on our social media and say, you know what, look at what I have done. Look at the things that I'm doing for people. If you actually want to receive the blessing of God, then God is saying, God, do it in secret. Because once men see and they applaud you, you have received your reward. And true leaders will do things in secret, knowing clearly that God will reward them in the open. If we are to become leaders of repute, if we are to become leaders that are respected in the society, we must be ready to go into our secret rooms and do things there, do leadership things there. No one will ever know about it until when God decides that people should know. But all we want is for someone to be following us with a camera, someone to be following us with a video recording everything that we are doing. We walk into a children's home and we want every single person to know that this is what we have done. Someone puts up a shed for boda boda using public money and then says,